Riveting content. Empowering your life. Welcome to the Sphere. This episode is sponsored by Elite Dental Wellness. At Elite Dental Wellness, Dr. Ashandra Batiste understands that one of the biggest obstacles is dental fear. The vision at Elite Dental Wellness is to ensure every patient is treated with respect, ultimate care, patience, and love. Call us today to make an appointment at area code 713-789-8680. Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today to advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789. Houston Housewives of Finance. For more information on increasing your cash flow, becoming your own money manager, and to schedule your complimentary personal finance strategy, contact the Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to another episode of That Boom Bap. I'm your host, Gary Lee, also known as G Hawkins. Of course, you can find me anywhere online, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, at G Hawkins. That's G Hawkins with the Z. And I'm with my main man, Reem. What up, my G? How you feeling over there? Why you cheesing and shit?
You know what? Because I was thinking about this shit on the way here.
Oh, here we go.
Nah, I don't want it. I don't want to be like, every time, we open up, what up, G? Like, it's to be expected. I don't like to be expected.
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying? I'm always doing something to kind of throw something off. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, let me hijack this for a minute. What up, Facebook Live?
Take
what up
that
to
shit.
everybody
that
follows us? Yo, listen, man. The first
Jordan,
thing
what up?
I just wanted to make sure that I say is, the world is in need of peace, man. For real.
Speak.
It's bugged out, man.
Speak on that shit.
It's bugged out. One of my peoples is in Europe right now, and he's like, "Yo, I came out here to get away from everything over there, and all I get asked about is, the shit that's popping off over here."
That's crazy.
And I always feel like we have this opportunity to, put our people in the best light, or just put people in the best light as much as possible.
Yeah.
And I was watching, sometimes I was watching or reading, and it said, Lady Gaga, well, her fine ass was like, what could we do? Us as white people, like, what could we do? And I'm lucky enough, I guess, in a sense, to grow up with a whole lot of different, cultures and different type of people. And I guess my answer to that question is just keep being you, because I remember seeing so many people protest for Black Lives Matter, and it wasn't just black people out there. It was Asian, it was white people, So I just want to just put that out there to just put some good energy in the world, you know what I'm saying, on top of what we do as far as putting really dope music and really dope content out there. But so that's my changing of the guard. So now that I've got that all out of the way, what up, G?
What up? What's good, EV? What's good? No, I hear you, and you're fucking spot on, man. Like, real shit. Like, we need to continue to push the envelope. And you're right. There should be other demographics involved in movements that talk about segregation and things that happen, or discriminatory practices and shit like that. There should be people in place to make sure that people who look like us, or who look like you, if you're sitting on your couch right now and you're watching shit on Apple TV, you're riding in your car right now, you're listening to shit on SoundCloud via Bluetooth, whatever that is, make sure that you feel equality at all fucking times. That's the way it's supposed to be. So I didn't say it my piece. I'll stand on this fucking soapbox for the rest of the show. I'm not gonna do that today because we've got royalty in the house. So I'm not gonna do that shit today because I need to get into my listening mode like I like to do when guests are in the crib. So I met this young brother. I'm gonna start off like that. I met this young brother via conversations across the social interwebs, and he said, "You know what? we're doing something very similar. We should get together and be stronger together than we can be apart. And
That's
I said,
what's
I
up.
like this kind of talk. That's the shit I like, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like real shit. Like people talk about uniting and being stronger and harder together, and brought us together. And we've been doing these monthly Houston podcaster meetups. And for me, it's an honor, it's a privilege to be with someone who's like-minded, someone who's into tech, someone who's about his business, and you see that shit ooze out of their body. You see someone exude these things, these qualities that say, I am here. I am adulting full time. I am about this life, and more importantly, and we're gonna get a goddamn T-shirt made. I'm about melanated excellence. That's what this man is about.
Yeah.
Melanated excellence.
That's what's
so, without further ado, I bring the egos and opinions himself to the stage, Mr. JeDon Weaver. What's up, my G?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Weave from the Egos and Opinions podcast. Fellas, how y'all doing tonight?
I'm doing well.
Good, man. Glad to have you in the building.
Thank you for having me.
No shit, man. You got this radio voice and shit, man. I'm done. Cut my mic off, intern. You don't need me anymore. We goody. We are good.
No, but shout out to Ivy, who couldn't be here with us tonight. But I wanted to kind of bring us to the show.
Yeah.
Yo,
So it's gonna be strictly what you get, egos and opinions. Hip hop is that's my second home. So
right.
let's get it.
So I just hope that there's enough room in here for the egos and the opinions.
I think we'll be all right.
You know, I had a chance to check out
Let's
the
flex space at the table. We'd be good.
Yeah, hold on.
We'd be good.
It's a big enough table.
Yeah.
I got a chance to check out the podcast, and I'm the funny thing about me doing this is I don't really check for podcasts.
Yeah.
I don't really know what to expect sometimes. And then on top of that, I'm a music head. So the time that I am in a car or I am at home and I'm not studying or doing something, I'm into music. So after the last podcast where we met, I wanted to support everybody and check everybody out. Sure. And what you and her name again? Ivy, yeah, what you and Ivy bring to the table, it's really dope, man. It's raw, it's honest. I would definitely encourage our listeners and our viewers to check y'all out and to follow y'all. And my first question is with everybody that comes up here, with hip hop being your second love. It's my first.
Okay.
It's your second. When did you first fall in love with hip hop?
97, Life After Death. And it's crazy because I distinctly remember dubbing that CD from my cousin. And it was like one of my first punishments because mom's walking the room during I'm fucking you tonight. And
it just got real.
Yeah, it was a rap,
real,
but like, and that's like Big has like, I was 10 years old, so I'm listening to this rapper who is black and ugly as ever. However, like the swag, like it was so much that he brought outside of a message, and he'll say to you like, "Yo, I'm here to party. I want to have a good time. If you want that message, you can bring it to somebody else can bring it to you." And that's what me. It's like, yo, hip hop is about so many different things.
True indeed.
And Biggie is probably, I'm sure I'm gonna get my top 5 out at some point, but he's easily top 3. Easily. So 97 is when I fell in love with hip hop. And then it kind of elevated in the early 2000s with Jay and listening to the Blueprint. And I remember when 9/11 kicked off and I'm in swim class and they get on the speaker. Like, see, my whole mentality was like, yo, I got to get to Best Buy. I got $5 on somebody tank. Take them to the Best Buy. I can get the whole album and I'm going to vibe out. But when I got home, I was so consumed with everything else that was on the news. So I didn't even listen to the Jay. And it was kind of crazy because it's like I didn't care about nothing that was going on. No disrespect to any of the loved ones lost, but my mindset at that time, I got to get the Best Buy, I got to get the Blueprint.
That's all that matters.
Vibe out. That's
hip hop.
Yeah.
And I get to the house and I'm watching the news the entire night. But when I played that album,
Yeah.
man, one of the greatest albums of all time.
It's bugged out. I was living in New York at the time.
Okay.
And that was, Jay's album was definitely this furthest thing from my mind at that point. But the funny thing is you gravitate towards something that takes your mind away from the pain and from the frustration and from the bullshit that's going on.
Yep.
So I could definitely understand where you're coming from. Like that was your main train of thought. For me and my best friend, who's more like my brother, his name is Joey. That was it. Like Blueprint was it. Like there was nothing else to play in that white Maxima. For real.
That's it.
So I could definitely feel that. What made you get into the podcast game?
Ooh, so online, Facebook, Twitter, I've always carried like a massive opinion. It'd be, you know, from people killing me for thinking that Biggie was better than Paak, or my political views and so on. So I always had something to say. And my homegirl would tell me like, yo, this movie just dropped. This album just dropped. I went to your page and I wanted to see what you had to say, because a lot of people on social media validate their opinions through other people.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Shit, that's life.
seriously.
Real
So it's
shit.
like, you know, I said to myself, I'm a very egotistical person. There's no secret there. Very cocky guy, and I always have an opinion. And I felt that social media represents nothing but egos and opinions.
True.
So I talked to my homegirl Ivy, and I'm like, look, I want to do a podcast. Now, mind you, I have all these ideas that I want to do. I want to blog. I want to do this. I want to paint. And I never fall through with anything. So
Yeah.
Ivy's
Paint.
like, yo, like, you really sound like excited about this. What can I do to help? Now, I don't think she expected things to take off the way that they did, but she's like, you know what? Let's do it. And working with me can be a little bit tough because I'm very passionate about my craft. Now, granted, with my co-host, this is something that she was introduced to. She didn't know what a podcast was when I asked her about it, as a lot of people didn't know.
Right.
So, you know, at the time, I'm listening to Taxstone and I'll name this podcast later, which is not a Joe Budden podcast, and the Evening Jones. And it's like, you know, I wanted to have my own platform where I can get my shit off, where you don't debate me. I don't care what you think. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was my purpose.
Don't debate me.
You know, the funny thing is, you know, I remember hearing about Taxstone. You know, I actually got put on the Taxstone by checking out his clips on YouTube, and I remember Joe Budden having his joint. You know, I'll name it later. I didn't even know the name of it. I just knew that he had one, and I was still more interested in him as a rapper than I was him as this podcast figure. And, you know, definitely shout out to Taxstone, man. Keep your head up, man.
Shit.
Yeah. Word.
That's all you say.
Man.
Shit.
You know,
Yeah.
but keep your head up, fam, man. The streets is missing you, believe me. But now, like with Joe having, you know, the everyday struggle, I watch it now because I feel like, in a sense, not that we have the same pattern, we as me and G, not that we have the same pattern, but I think we have the same mission, where I know for me, what I bring to the table, or what my mission is doing this show, is to remind our generation that the boom bap hip hop that we love is here. It's right here. It's new shit dropping every month.
Shit,
Sometimes
every
2,
week.
3 times a month.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like G said, like day and night every week. Because, you know, whether I'm in New Orleans, New York City, Long Island, Vegas, you know, here in Houston, I always get into conversations about, you know, like I said, I don't want to, you know, classify or call anybody by any names, but you know what I'm saying? But our generation is always like, nah, you know, these new rappers. And I'm like, yo, dog, I could name off 12 new rappers right now. When I mean by new, I mean like dudes who've been in the game 5 years or less. That's fucking incredible.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And it's y'all that's not checking for it. And then, you know, the other challenge for me is to make sure that these younger dudes is coming up in the game, that either they get their props and they get their respect, or they get checked. So my whole thing is, you know, I got into a conversation with my man Grandfather Clock, and he was like, you got to be careful of what you say, you know, which is hip hop and which is not hip hop. And I agree with him to a degree, but at the same time, for a lot of this young shit that's popping off, I just would feel better if you didn't call that shit hip hop. Like, call it what you don't want to call it mumble rap. Mumble rap is disrespectful to you. Cool. Call it something.
If it's disrespectful to you, then that's
it's
probably
not
what the
hip-hop.
shit is, though.
I disagree, though, because, again, there's no what is hip hop, because it's always evolved. It hadn't always been what we love and what we fell in love with, but you know, it started off like dancing, the art itself, you know, the way you dressed, graffiti, like all of that was hip hop. So when I listen to a lot of mumble rap, it's like I can't knock them. I like the different divisions in rap, and it kind of helps me appreciate what I came from.
So we're gonna get to that opinion in another about 30 seconds, because right now we gotta pay these bills. So this portion of the show, this portion, not the other portion, but this portion right here, is sponsored by Elite Dental Wellness. At Elite Dental Wellness, our vision is to create a welcoming practice that will offer exceptional dental care and a lifetime of dental wellness. We are committed to the finest possible oral care and the overall health and well-being of our patients. Elite Dental Wellness is built upon a foundation of integrity, expertise, and service. Through our commitment to modern dentistry, continuing education, and friendly atmosphere, we strive to make our patients feel that they are a part of our family. Dentistry can be scary, daunting, and uncomfortable, but Dr. Batiste and her team work tirelessly to ensure your comfort. Make your appointment today with Dr. Batiste at Elite Dental Wellness at 713-789-8680.
There it is. And remember, if you say the sphere, you get 10% off that. So make sure. Put them coins back in your pocket.
Do that.
Like, shit, that's
Save
free
a
money.
dollar when you can.
It's free money.
So back to you, sir, Mr. Weaver. Hip hop started with a DJ.
Yes.
Hip hop started with a breakdance.
Shout out to Cool Herc.
Hip hop started with a can of crayon. Right, and then the MC got involved. But the MC did one or two things. He either delivered a message or he rocked the party. So to some degree, I could ride with you a little bit. Because are these kids, Ray Shrummer, I don't consider them mumble rappers, but are they rocking the party?
Rocking it.
They rocking it. You know what I'm saying? Migos joint, Culture. I had, one of my OGs called me. It was like, yo, Reem, I'm telling you, Culture is pretty fucking dope. Like, I can't believe I'm saying this shit, but Culture is kind of dope. So I'll give you that as far as rocking the party. But the when you said that hip hop had evolved since the late 70s, early 80s. When you had your KRS-Ones, your Cool G Raps, your Mos Def, your Talib Kweli's, your J's, your Bigs, your Nas, your Commons, your Scarfaces, your NWAs. All of them had messages, B. All of them had something to say that was worthwhile. And I think that, as far as like the older hip hop heads in comparison to the newer generation, that's why there's that whole disconnect. That's why you got your J. Cole's, your Kendricks. Like right now, they are the of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the only thing that we really got to go on, because they the only one that really still carry that torch.
But define a message though, because I look at Jay for an example, and if you watch Fade to Black, he talks about not really delivering a message his entire career. We love 444 mainly because it's something that we always wanted from Jay. We got a lot of drug talk, we got a lot of art talk, we got a lot of money talk. I didn't get much positivity, a lot of misogyny from Jay-Z. So it's like, I think it's a difference in having a message and just being cold at delivering lyrics. Because throughout all of it, Eminem was on a lot of, cats top 15, 20s. And, he has a lot of questionable messages if that's what you want to call it. So it's like, I just think it was about how you rapped and how you put your words together, your delivery. And
see, the flip side of that coin is Jay also said you ain't living your rhymes out, you live in your mom's house.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? He also said, yo, when I was talking about, he basically said the second verse, the ending of the second verse, A Reasonable Doubt. And he was like, dude, these are my rhymes. This is my life. So you can't be mad at him. If you listen to Jay from Peep Game, if you take Reasonable Doubt, right, and you take the Black Album, and then you take Magna Carta, Holy Grail, right, you see tremendous growth from Jay.
I agree.
And the same thing that Big said before he passed, may God bless his soul, how the game misses you.
Oh, man.
He was like, dude, I can't talk about being broke no more because I ain't broke no more. So Jay went from being the hustler drug dealer to now I got money and I go all around the world to now I buy $1 million paintings to put on my wall, to the point where he's now like, now I own $1 million paintings, $100 million companies, and I could lead the shit behind. So it's all growth. So it may not be a, fight the power message, but it is I kept it real from day one to day now.
But see, when we do that, we don't allow the same growth from the other artists.
We do.
Like, if we take everything album by album, it is what it is. And it's like, what message did you get out of Volume 1? Maybe that he regretted shooting his brother. Mm-hmm. That motherfuckers can't rhyme no more, about crime no more, Talam no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't, what's a message? Is it just a matter of saying something that you can understand?
It kind of depends, because certain songs is just what they are. Certain songs is I'm bragging, I'm boasting. Certain songs is I got to flex on y'all niggas because y'all think y'all hot and y'all not. Because the game is always going to be competitive. It's always going to be competitive. That's why you got that Control verse from Kendrick. He was like, look, no disrespect, but I'm trying to murder all of y'all. Make sure your fans forgot they even heard of any of y'all.
A hard verse.
You know what I'm saying? So it's always going to be competitive. You're always going to get that. And that's what's always going to keep this a competitive sport at the end of the day. It's always going to be a contact sport. It's just like 50 said. Look, man, so many of y'all motherfuckers is singing and smiling and holding hands together. This ain't what this is about.
And then how did 50 end his career? Singing. So it's
Real spit. Real shit.
Yo, I can't front. I ain't never gonna play the role like, wait a minute. Didn't that motherfucker just do that shit?
Hey.
Ja Rule got it. So, yo,
Hey.
shout out to Rule New York, man, on Instagram, man. Shout out to Rule. Shout out to Irv. Yo, Irv is bouncing back really well, man. He's doing his thing.
Salute.
And I'll say this, man, to cap that shit off, messaging has always been important in hip hop. The messaging we get today is definitely different from a particular sub-genre of hip hop, because I still consider mumble rap hip hop. It's a different messaging, but when our parents were our age, the shit they heard in comparison to their parents, they were like, that's some bullshit. Just like we say it's some bullshit, but your son Reem is like, that nigga's in my top 5.
Nah, but you know
that
what's
motherfucking
but you know what's
Uzi
funny?
Vert's in my top 5.
But you know what's funny though? He's coming. I hate to put it this way to say like
He's coming around. He's coming around.
Nah, but you know what it is? He's slowly learning the difference between something being dope and something being, kind of hot for the moment,
Sure.
right? And at the end of the day, like I don't want him to miss that. I don't want anybody to miss that. Like for instance, I don't know what the fuck people like in this Cardi B record.
Bruh.
I think it's called Bodak Yellow. I don't know what the fuck a Bodak is, right? But I was at a shout out to my homegirl Nadra. It was her birthday party. I went to a birthday party last week, and the DJ put the record on, and just about every girl rushed the floor. And if she wasn't on the floor, she was being pulled by her girl to get on the floor.
No doubt.
And I was like, you know what, man? We just got to let this live, because there's going to be a record for everybody. Like, for me, it was, I wish.
Yeah.
I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a ball. Like,
Was that
that
Domino?
was... Huh?
Who the fuck was that?
That was by,
I want to say Domino.
Nope.
Geronimo.
Nope.
I can't remember. Fuck it. It is what it is. I'm trying to look that shit up.
His name was Skilo.
Skilo.
Yep.
Yes.
You're right.
Okay.
Cause that was my record.
Yeah.
I ain't ever, play it in the truck in front of anybody, but that was my record. So I think we'll always have, one of them joints where, it is what it is.
It is what it is, man. And what people need to understand is the environment shapes culture. Culture reinforces environment, and a lot of times it's how you think shit's projected to you, right? How things are advertised to you, and you can do some advertising right here on the Sphere. So, are you looking to start your business or looking for a place to advertise? Do you have a need to reach out to thousands of people across the world to build your brand or sell your product? If so, get your product placement and advertising needs handled right here at the Sphere. We offer a wide variety of content delivery platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. Plus, we have a vast demographic reach within the United States, as well as modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue, coupled with your strategic ad, is surely to hit the mark every time. Call us today at area code 832-772-7789, or send an email over to advertise@thesphere.tv. Now, Facebook Live, we love y'all. Juniors, what's up, my G?
What up,
what's
Mr.
What's
King?
up, J Key? Hey, we're about to cut this shit for those that are watching live, for those that are going to watch this shit a little bit later. Remember, you can get the rest of this goddamn show right at the Sphere. Go over to sphere.tv/Bun B. We've got options for you. We've got iTunes for you. We've got Google Play. We've got SoundCloud. And, of course, we got Stitcher for our techie folks. Now, while you're at those sites, make sure you review us. Give us some constructive criticism. Hit those damn stars. We want to know how we're doing. We want to know how this show is impacting you. So let us know how that is. Plus, make sure you share this shit. Share this with your family, your friends, your colleagues, your lovers, your haters, the side chicks. Share it with your neighbors. We don't give a damn who you share it with, but share and share alike. And last but not least, if you love what we're doing and you want to sew back into us, drop us some coins over at the sphere.tv/donate. We've got two options for you. We've got a single donation. We've also got a Patreon donation, so you can keep that shit rolling each and every month or week. So, without further ado, Facebook Live, we will see you all later.
I see
right
you,
back
Marquise
here.
Wilson.
What up, Marquise?
Yo.
Right back here at the Sphere.
Word.
So you know what? It's that goddamn time, right? Because we've been talking, we've been rolling with some shit. Let's get into the track of the week. All right, so this week's track of the week comes from none other than PA's finest, man. Port Arthur, Texas. What up? It's our main man,
shit.
Bun B, working his way back into the fucking mix with Game Time. Let's rock out to this shit for a minute. Horns in the background. Hold on. I mean, am I right? This is to be expected.
I got the ooh face
from one of these legends, man.
Ooh face.
This is to be expected. Am I right?
Yo, listen,
Let's
man.
talk about this shit for a second, man.
First of all, man,
Come on.
big up to the Trillist himself,
Man.
Mr. Bun B,
What?
PA Houston's own.
Pocket full of stones.
Man, listen.
Talk about it, man.
Yo,
Diamond in the back.
you know, ever since I heard Bun on Jay's joint, Pimpin', Big Pimpin'.
yeah.
No. It was before that. The first time I heard Bun, I'm living in New York at the time, so you know, y'all let me live.
Yeah.
The first time I heard Bun was on Sippin' on Some Scissor by 3-6. And his flow was so fucking tight.
Boy rides the
has,
pocket, man.
He has not changed or skipped a beat. So the way
It's
that
like he hadn't fucking aged. Like he's the same age as starting out, man.
Yeah. And to hear him on a track like this, you know, it's still got the soul sample in the back.
Mm-hmm.
It's a custom fit, B. This shit is banging. Like
Yeah.
I'm glad I hadn't heard it. Yo, this is the first time your boy is off point.
This boy
I don't
is-
know what the fuck is on to run the show.
You're not supposed to tell the people that shit, man.
we gotta be real sometimes. This is the realness.
Hey.
To hear this for the first time and make the face,
Yeah.
you know I get the face when it's dope.
Yeah. Real shit.
It's dope. This needs to be on
That's
your
what's
playlist.
up, man.
Yeah.
Jay
Like,
Weave, how
I
you
mean,
feel
first
about
and
this?
foremost, man, rest in peace, Pimp C.
Talk
Word.
about it.
You are missed, and you know this duo, formerly known as, forever known as UGK.
Exactly.
Um,
UGK for
it's-
life.
It's dope. It's refreshing hearing, you know, some of the OGs get back on the mic and give us that shit. It's like, yo, I still got it. You know, I see what y'all doing, and and see, this is why I'm a little bit excited for the album, because I read an article where he was like, I'm not on the label, so it's a difference in making an album because you have to, and making an album because you want to.
Speak
True
on
indeed, man.
And like that's real shit. So it's like I'm eager to hear what Bernard sounds like.
Yep.
I'm not excited about who he's working with on the album. I feel like Big Crit, kind of like J. Cole, they both stand in their own way. Let somebody produce for y'all, bro. You know, push yourself to the limit and so on. The guys can rap.
Yeah.
Let's not
Yeah.
get it twisted.
Crit's
But-
fire.
Yeah, no, Crit can rap,
Yeah.
but you know, I'm about to go to sleep music. You know, I can put that on and vibe out until I doze off. Put my son to sleep, rock him in the chair, and so on. Like, I just don't, he doesn't push himself to that edge for me. Similar to Cole. Cole stays in his box, very safe artist, phenomenal artists, but I do feel like the state of hip hop elevates these guys a little bit more than what they probably will be elevated maybe.
You said that shit so eloquently, so you're saying these niggas is gassed. Is what you're saying. It's cool. You can say that. They gassed.
Yeah, they guys.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
they gassed.
I can respect that.
They guys. You miss me with the cold platinum off no features, so what?
Yeah.
Like no bullshit. Like nothing's timeless. I'm from the era of timeless music.
You said
Yeah,
nothing's
yeah.
timeless?
Nah.
You ain't heard it? Nah, I'm not saying this from Cole, but you've heard some timeless shit in
Yeah.
the last 24
Yeah, no,
months.
for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay.
But nothing from Cole or Crit. I can move forward in life and not have to go back to the I ain't gotta flip nothing open. and pop the CD
Catalactica?
in.
You know, I
Damn.
ain't mad at him because it brings up this question, which is very important to me
Talk
at this
about
very
it.
moment. What are your top 5 records right now for the year 2017?
Ooh.
2017.
They wasn't even on to run a show.
It wasn't.
And that's why, like, it's raw from your boy. It's raw tonight, B. Like, it is what it is.
Okay, for 2017,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Wins and Losses from Meek Mill.
All right.
I feel like that's put him back. Like you can tell that he's gotten off of the social media shit, got back into his adult mode, and start churning out some content.
All right.
I'm gonna go with 444 with Hove. I am also going to take. I don't know if y'all gonna let me do this one, but
Nah,
I'm
we're gonna
gonna
let
do
you
it
do
anyway.
this.
I'm
Is
gonna do
you.
it
Shit,
anyway.
you got away with
This
the
is
Meek
your
Mill, so
opinion.
you keep going.
This is
Shit.
Use your ego to
That's
voice your opinion.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Royce, Bar Exam 4.
All right. I
I'm
ain't
taking
mad
that
at
for sure.
I understand.
So we're at 3 now?
That's 3.
That's 3.
Okay.
That's 3. Ooh, y'all got me. Can I dig into 2017 a bit? I mean, 2016 a bit?
Nah, nah.
Because it's been fire this
It's
year.
been
From
fire.
January.
It's been
Yeah.
fire
Yeah.
this year. Damn. I'm stuck on 3 right now.
That's all right.
I'm
We'll
stuck
come
on
back
three.
to the
All
next 2. We'll get
So-
the other 2. So, I mean, and once again, what you said, I think is spot on. And it's so amazing in hip hop how we can all have differences of opinion and have validity in those differences. It's not like you talking about some alternate facts and shit, because what you say is real. Like I'm not a wins and losses fan.
Yep.
However, what you said is spot the fuck on. Meek has continued to push forward. He took a lot of fucking L's. There's 2 of them in his name, and he kept the party going, man. Like real shit. Like Game gave him 1, Drake gave him the other. Like real shit. So I'm with that, man. I'm with that. Now,
What Game say? Drake deaded you, now I'm about to bury you.
yeah, some shit like that.
Game is hard.
Yeah. Hey, yes. 300 bars hard.
Yeah,
So
that is
obviously we got a concert that's in Houston right now. That's going live. For those that are watching this shit tonight, tomorrow, J. Cole, Anderson Paak's coming.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see Anderson again because I'm an Anderson fan.
Me
you
too.
know what I'm saying? That neo soul side of me is real. Like that, I fell in love with R&B before I fell in love with hip hop. I fell in love with country and classical, real shit, before I fell in love with hip hop.
Yeah.
So I'm all melodic shit is always going on in my brain. I'm always listening for melodies.
So fuck this rap shit.
No,
I listen to classical. Rest in
hey,
peace,
I mean,
Batan,
sometimes you gotta
Slum
switch
Village.
it up. Sometimes you gotta switch it up.
How was he in concert?
Who? Which one? You talking about?
Anderson Paak.
Oh
He's
my
a
God!
monster.
He's a musician.
Okay.
So you see the musicality stand out. You see the artistry first before being an artist per se. You see he's all about the artistry. So he flows from song to song to song. He may move to the motherfucking drums. He may
High
move back to the
energy.
mic. Very high,
High
energy.
energy.
It's always something continuous going, continuous motion, and his band can fucking rock, man. It is the business.
I
thoroughly
can't
enjoy it.
Go to everyone's concert. So it's like, there's only a handful of artists that I would go to their concert and sit there for an hour and a half or so.
You won't sit at his concert.
Yeah, this shit is.
You won't sit
yeah.
at his
If
concert.
you're a fan
Especially-
of Venice,
especially if you know the music.
if you know the
yes.
music,
Say no more.
yeah, real shit. But I'm excited to see him. I'm not as excited to see J. Cole. I'm just being honest. However, he does have some hits throughout his discography. I'm not going to sit here in front like he doesn't. He does. Not in my top 5, but he does have some hits. And overall, I think that's a perfect marriage because I think what they both bring to the table, it's not necessarily yin and yang. They both live in a very parallel space as far as how they go towards music. And I do think Cole is starting to step a bit more outside of the box. He's starting to get less safe over time. First couple of albums was shit. Second mixtape was fire.
Amazing.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Friday Night Lights. So moving to the first couple of albums, we had some letdowns. I'm just keep it a buck. Even the fucking Forest Hills Drive. Yes.
I'm about to say that's your shit.
In comparison to the shit before that, Born Center.
Yeah.
In comparison to the shit before that. But this last album is definitely controversial. We will say that. So I like to see what he's going to do artistically, aesthetically. I want to see what that's going to look like as a show.
I don't know, man. Cole's in a weird place. Yo.
He is.
One minute he don't want to be famous, and the next minute you see him sitting courtside at the fucking Lakers game. Like
real shit.
Whatever it be.
So we'll see what happens there, man.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm ready to get to this fucking album. Y'all ready to do this?
Yo, I'm good.
Let's do this. Intern, you ready? Sure. Good shit. All right. Well, let's talk about Vic Mensa's latest project, the Autobiography.
Yo.
Now, I was a big fan of mixtape Vince.
Yeah.
Vic. I was a big fan of his stance on being shot 16 shots, him talking about the things that were happening with some of the riots and people losing their lives, Black Lives Matter movement. So his mixtapes to me have been the thing that have set him apart from a lot of other artists. Mm-hmm. But here we are at the Autobiography. Here we are with something that lives in that Roc Nation space. So holistically, how do we feel like this album fits from a Roc Nation perspective? And then let's dive deep and peel the layers back a bit about the music itself.
You know, I'm gonna go ahead and answer the question before I go off on what I do. You know, we haven't had too many Roc Nation releases. You know, Roc Nation has been a little quiet as far as, you know, hip hop releases. But we fucks with Vic.
Yeah.
Pretty heavy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If it's not, you know, one of his singles or something that he's featured on that we're not talking about, then we're definitely reviewing one of his projects. We're always name dropping Vic Mensa. So to finally get a Roc Nation full LP release from him, for me it was important, you know, because I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to be let down. You know, this is another one of those examples like I was speaking about earlier where we have to make sure that we maintain bigging up these young dudes that's coming in the game with something real, with something heavy, you know what I'm saying, with something to say. So when I got through this album, it reminded me a lot of Joey Badass's album.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like they're both racing Indy cars on the 500. You know
Shout
what I'm
out
saying?
to Indy 500.
And they neck and neck as far as content, as far as, you know, I'm not gonna say delivery. Their deliveries are totally different, but as far as their content and their stories, man. And one thing about Vic, he kept it Chicago, B. Like he kept it Chicago. Like y'all can't be mad at this young man. Y'all can't be mad at this album, B. Like he represented y'all city from the fucking sewer to the fucking top of the Sears Tower, B.
Talk about it. Weave. What you thinking, man?
I completely disagree. Listen, like I think the beauty of this was like me not being a Vic fan, so I can't be the guy that's like, yo, I know what he can do in the event that I don't like the album, and I know he's on the label. So if you listen to his old work, like this was my first time really soaking up some Vic Mensa. I talked to you maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, and we locked in the show, so I had some time to sit with the album. I like to listen to it in different areas, in the car, at the gym, you know, cleaning out the garage. And
That's
so,
me.
you know, like I want to be able to soak this up in so many, and
Envelop.
I just did not like the album. Now, I think one thing that spoiled it for me was looking and seeing that No ID was the executive producer. So I'm like, okay, shit, you know, we got some shit coming, you know, and
Because you just coming off that 444.
to a degree, yes.
Yeah.
Like, on
Keep
my
it a buck.
last, right before the J album dropped, I said on my show, like, yo, No ID is doing this one. Like, so all that Magna Carta bullshit we got, no, we not having none of that, you know. But Vic, I felt, again, I've been listening to hip hop for a long time, so it's like I'm not a big fan of the Stan stories, you know, this affected me, this affected him, and then the person that affected us both give the, you know, like certain things like that. I don't think he's a gifted rapper. I think that people saw Chance make it, and they said, I could rap. I felt like I could do this album, and I have no skill set in rapping. And it's not, again, I look for different things in rap. It's like I'm a skill set guy. It's why Paak sits on the edge of my top 5 because he did have a powerful message, but I didn't think he was a gifted rapper. I felt like so many people possess the skill of rapping more than Tupac Shakur. So when I listen to Vic, it's like, yo, I just found myself getting through the album each and every time around. And, you know, like I was telling G earlier before I just cut myself off, I think the state of hip hop plays into why we like these types of artists so much. Because we just want anything at this point. Not to say like just give us anything, but it's like, yo, he wasn't mumble rapping. This shit is hard. That's where I think we're at, because I think the album was terrible. I want, okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, it'll fall right in 5 or 6.
I might be able to agree with the 6 to 7.
Okay.
I can't go back as far as 5 and lower. The reason for it, though, is because I really, really appreciate those who put their neck out to deliver a message, to paint a picture. Like, when I think about an album, I have to look at the whole body of work from track 1 to track 14. And, you know, he kicked in the door with his first track. You know, what was it called?
Say I Didn't.
Yeah, Say I Didn't. Say I Didn't to me was dope. You know what I mean? And it was a way of him expressing how he kept his word. And that means everything to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just, you know, it is what it is. Now, like Rage was on the manuscript. And even when we talked about the manuscript, I was like, yeah, I don't really know if I get this Rage joint. There was another joint on there where he's doing a lot of singing. You know what I'm saying? And I don't really like the rapper singer, but you get so much of it now where I feel like I'm forced to kind of accept it. Like, you know what? This is another wave in hip hop, right?
Becoming indoctrinated.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, well, is he doing it well? You know what I'm saying? Like, I may not like it, but is he doing it well? Does he sound okay doing it?
Yeah.
And I really don't know about that point, so I take points off for that. But I like the song with him, and you know, when he's talking about him and the girl arguing and she crazy.
Unravel.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because I don't know if you ever had a crazy bitch. No. I mean a flat out crazy fucking nut job. You know what I'm saying? So I like songs where I can relate. But I feel like, you know, on an album, you get 30, 40 minutes to do so much. You know what I'm saying? You got to be entertaining. You got to be real. You got to show your talent. You got to have something that's listening worthy. Now, does this record have a lot of replay value for me and my peoples? I don't really know. But for the 18 to 25-year-old demographic, I think today, my thought today is my same thought last year when we reviewed There's a Lot Going On.
Yeah.
Which is, he's the freedom fighter for that genre. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's the one that's almost leading the charge. I think Joey beat him to it by releasing the album, because I ain't feel that way about Joey until Joey dropped his album.
Yeah.
So I still
All-American Badass.
Yeah, I still give it to Vic, because whether it was manuscript, whether it was a lot going on, that's the vibe that he's been on, yo, and I respect that.
He's with that shit. I'll say this album has dexterity. He's very tenacious with it. He has a way of being able to not just rhyme, not just live in the pocket, but a way of saying, this is where I stand. This is how I feel about this particular thing that's happening in my society. And I can sing about that shit. I can rap about that shit. I can, you know, write a fucking chorus about it. I can do a goddamn rock song about it. And he talks about things that a lot of people are afraid to talk about. Mental illness, depression, the things, and just real shit that you can relate to.
And you know what else some people are scared to talk about?
Let's talk about it.
They scared to talk about how only 4 states in the United States offer financial education.
Them
and only
coins.
33% or more than 77 million of Americans don't pay their bills on time. 39% of Americans carry credit card debt from month to month. And 39% of adults say they don't have enough in savings. Don't become one of these statistics.
Don't do it.
Let Houston Housewives of Finance advise you on increasing your cash flow and becoming your own money manager by scheduling a complimentary personal financial strategy. Contact Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463. Or you can email them at info@houstonhousewivesoffinance.com. Make sure you ask how you can participate in a complimentary financial literacy workshops near you. Houston Housewives of Finance are the new faces of the new age of financial services.
Boom. There it is. Get your coins right, people. You got to get your coins right, man. But as I say, this album does speak with all of that shit, the tenacity, dexterity, him being able to switch in and out the pocket, him being able to vocalize how he feels about real personal shit. This album, I think, speaks to a particular set or group of individuals. This is not I don't think this is in everyone's album. You've got a lot of different things on here, but it all still feels like it fits in this one chasm of music that if you don't like melodic flow, if you don't enjoy diversity in music, you're not gonna fuck with this, right? That's just this is not for you. If you want to turn the fuck up, this ain't necessarily the album for you. And he's had some tracks that were fire. You know, talking about there's a lot going on. He's had some. Once again, from a no ID perspective, you expect fire. Like the production to me is spot on, but it does not arouse people who are looking for something that is lit. Or litty, I think that's how the millennials say.
Well, see, I won't necessarily say I was looking for anything lit. You
Okay.
know, 'cause again, I take an artist for who they are, but listening to the album in its entirety,
Yeah,
there wasn't a track that was just like
that you
come here,
gravitated
you know,
to.
like
Yeah, no
one,
scorpion shit.
like nothing. You
Yeah.
know, and it was,
no scorpion.
but
shit.
no,
I
but
feel you.
seriously, it's like me not being familiar with Vic Mensa's, you know, catalog. You got one shot. It's just like podcasting. You got one shot to get your attention, to get my attention for an entire hour. If I can't fuck with this, I kind of gotta write you off until I'm seen on the Boom Bap show. You know, now they can come back and say, you know what, this guy Weave, he might be straight.
He might be a good guy.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just like Vic. I really feel like they just tried to ride a wave. So I blame Chance. I blame you. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. It wasn't.
Well, you know they were in a group together.
And I could tell.
Well, you know, I got to do my shout outs real quick.
Yo.
I did a little homework, so I wanted to make sure that I shouted out some of these, some of the dudes on production. So I wanted to make sure that I shouted out 1500 or Nothing, DJ Dahi, Mike Dean, of course, No ID, Mass Keys, Poppy Beats. Didn't realize Pharrell Williams had a joint on here. Smoko Uno,
coming
The
up
Dream,
next.
Tricky Stewart, Vic Mensa, and of course Vic Mensa, and Young Chop. So here's the other thing, though. You know, I say this quite often, so people who rock with us know. You know, when I listen to an album, I typically listen to it for the first time in the car. Typically when I'm driving somewhere far. So this way I'm not constantly fucking with my phone. I'm driving. So I don't know what to expect. I don't know who's featured on it. I don't know who's producing it. I feel like it's my way of giving it a total fair shot, you know? And I got a chance to listen to this album from my house all the way to downtown Houston. And when I got through it, the first thing that came to my head was, does it have playback quality? You know, am I, Kareem, am I going to listen to this shit over and over again? Because, you know, I get stuck on albums. Like I had said to you, you know, what's your top 5 for the year? You know, my top 5 is Quilly Chris. Being You is great. I wish I could be you more often. I'm stuck on that with that Tyler the Creator, Flower Boy. I think that shit is crazy. Love 444, but that was a given. Jaron Benton, I'm stuck on Jaron, man. Jaron, Lord Benton is fucking dope. Yo, that review is coming. I'm gonna force that shit, cause that shit is dope. So that's my 4, and I'll throw a layup is Rick Ross. Rick
That's
Ross
one I
joint
forgot.
is fucking
Yeah.
dope.
I was
Like,
waiting for somebody to put it on the
yeah,
table.
man. Like I have to.
Rather you than me.
You know what it is, man? When my lady wants to hear it, I know it's fire. You know what I'm saying? When she's like, yo, put that Rick Ross on. That shit is fire. So I can't mention this album in that conversation, right? But what I'm interested to know is, again, that age group between 18 to 25. Because if I was in that age group, Joey Badass would probably be one of my favorite rappers. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't front.
But I think that's because of who you are today.
I
don't know.
I'm basing it on how I came up. Cause when in the 90s, my favorite rappers were the J. Rue Damages.
Okay.
You know, the Guru was one of my favorite rappers.
hell yeah.
Of course, J. Big Nut.
R.I.P.
But I've always been more of, I hate the term backpack, because it was underground before it was backpack. So I've always been more
but you're
on
calling
the
it
backpack
that.
side.
Yeah, I feel
You know what I'm saying?
I've
I've always been on the underground side, and even for our show,
Yeah.
like if you check our catalog,
Very
our
true.
catalog is heavy
Heaviest.
underground.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
especially our tracks of the week.
We barely review.
I mean,
shit up in the atmosphere.
Yeah,
with, big label
look
shit.
at our top 10. We got
Yeah.
Mickey Fax and Knots in our
Oh
top
my god!
10.
My god!
You know what
My
I'm saying?
God.
Like we feel like Talib Kweli and Styles P's 7
Bruh,
album
the 7.
is
Oh
one
my
of the
God.
best
Say.
albums to drop this year.
Say.
You see
I
what I'm
forgot
saying?
too.
Say,
That's my
man.
bad. I forgot.
Right, like
Forgot
so at the end of the day, like the shit that we like to fuck with is heavy lyrical, heavy production, heavy content driven. That what the fuck is you saying type shit. You know what I'm saying? But then we could throw a Sky Zoo in there whose wordplay is so retarded that it forces you to rewind it back because you want to know
Shout out
what
to
he's
Sky,
saying.
man.
Because if you don't, you feel like you're not in the. I'm not in the loop. I'm not in the circle of friends if I don't understand the concept of this song. And that's what, to me, that's what hip hop is. That's what we supposed to be doing.
I think, and you named some great artists, but like I guess listening to this, it reminded me of MF Doom.
Ooh.
And
Speaking, he got a new joint. Actually, it's not a new joint.
Okay.
But for the next 15 weeks, every week he's releasing an unreleased joint on not Cartoon Network. It is AdultSwim.com.
And see-
So right now he got a joint out with him and Jay Electronica.
No shit.
yeah, and they can keep that. Like,
They can keep
yeah,
that.
no, but see, listen,
Don't put it out. They can keep
they
that.
can keep that. I don't need it. But like Doom is somebody I respect, but again,
Look,
love
folks,
it,
this has
man.
been a
He
good
goes in
show, but
opinions.
there's a really good chance
Jay
that
Weave in the house,
Mr.
man.
Jay Weave may not be welcome back
ladies
here.
and gentlemen.
I'm gonna say they can keep that.
No,
Slip
but
that
see-
shit right at you. Too.
Wait. What do you mean keep it? Like
Shit.
now
Yo,
release it, keep it? Is that what we're talking about?
They can keep that.
Listen, man, it's just sometimes if I can't take you off the production and kind of sit with your lyrics and your delivery and your flow, I'm straight. I can't do that for him. I can't do that for Doom. Yes, you looking at Electronica. Yes, I can rock with Jay, but I'm good on Doom. I'm straight. Keep it.
Keep
Keep Doom.
Mask
Keep
and
it.
all.
Man, give it back. Like
Mad Villain?
So funny, dog.
MM Food?
I love hip hop.
man,
I love hip hop.
you taking me to high school for sure.
Born like this?
I'm sorry. Any unpopular opinions? I hate to just bring my shit to y'all shit, but
This is good
any,
shit.
Any unpopular opinions in hip hop?
What do you mean?
Unpopular opinions.
There's plenty.
Give me one. Just give me one of yours.
You just gave me a bag full of yours. What the fuck? Man, take your transported bag and go home.
Damn. But overall,
That's what's
I
up,
like the fact that we've got differences of opinions in
Of course.
regard to this album because once again, that's the beauty of hip hop, man. It speaks to people in so many different ways, and we want to know how it speaks to you. Shoot us an email over to boombap@thesphere.tv. We want to hear your thoughts about the autobiography by the
Word.
man Vic Mensa. And of course, you want to hit us on social media, the quick shit at the Sphere TV #BoomBap because we want to have these conversations, man.
Yeah,
This
I'm
shit is
very interested
important at this goddamn table.
So let me ask you this though:
what's up?
how well you think this album going to sell?
I don't think it's gonna sell as well as it could. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna sell as well as it could because Vic doesn't have that acclaim, and this album I don't think will give him that acclaim. I think this album speaks too much to the core, and he will be happy with the turnout, but I don't think it's gonna elevate him.
You know what? I'm wondering. You know what? Obviously, platinum is the goal, right? You know, gold, platinum. But I would like to know in today's climate with decreasing of CDs, the decrease of CDs, the increase in streaming, but the increase of piracy ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like the more you try to, it's like roaches in the hood. The more you try to get rid of them, the more they just stay there, right? Yeah. So I'm wondering what is a successful record? Like how many records do you need to sell to be like my record did well? You know what I'm saying? Like do you have to, is it still the same standard where you gotta go gold?
That depends on the artist, I think, man, because different artists, it depends on why you write that record in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Like some people are driven by the numbers, other people are driven to get their ideas out. It just depends on the person.
No. I'm looking at numbers, I'm looking at sales. Like I would really like to know in today's climate, with labels the way
dicking
they
you
are,
around with these 360s
contracts and stuff.
Like
for real, like what is a successful album today?
Well, let's not like get it twisted. Roc Nation's not dropping anything that they don't expect to do something. Now I want to say French recently dropped, and I think he did like 50,000 in his opening, which was bad. He had a pretty big single. He had the machine backing him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out and say for Vic, I'm not sure if we have these numbers now, but anywhere between 50 and 75 opening. That'd be good for him.
Okay.
That'd be good.
Because I look at more in its totality. Like with French coming out and doing 50. How much, what is his numbers going to look like in 3 to 6 months? I feel like, for the French Montanas of the world, the Fat Joes of the world, maybe because they're situation is structured different, 50,000 records for them, it could be a fat ass payday versus 50,000 records for a Vic Mensa. He's like, man, I'm fucked up because my shit ain't sell. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just curious to know, man.
Let's see.
What's the single?
Who?
For Vic.
Shit.
That's a good
question.
question.
Well, it depends, right? Because some of the shit that you would consider single, like what we're playing right now, Oh My Goodness, with Pusha T, I heard that shit on Sirius XM, but I don't know if he ever classified this as the single from this. Plus, you heard it on the mixtape. Yeah. So it's different. I don't
and that's
know.
another thing too, man. Like radio is so weird to me. Growing up in the era that I grew up in with radio, I don't fuck with radio. If I'm in my truck, I'm on satellite. Yeah. If I'm not, then I'm heavy on.
And you're saying no terrestrial radio.
Yeah. If I'm in my car, I'm fucking with Tidal, SoundCloud. Shout out to whoever is backing SoundCloud. I appreciate that. But I'm fucking with other forms of music. Heavy. Now fucking with podcasts. So. But it's weird to me because, again, a lot of these records that we find for Track of the Week, a lot of these records that we review, even the short amount of time that I'm in the car, I got kids, so, I try to cater to them. I don't hear, these dudes rocking them at 12 o'clock during the lunch break. I don't hear them being rocked at, 10, 11 o'clock when I'm on my way from the club or whatever I'm coming from. I don't even know, real talk, like, I don't even know if we have, like, what I would consider a mixtape DJ. You know what I'm saying? Like having someone like, shout out to DJ Caesar, having someone like Caesar rock for 2-3 hours on the radio.
Tune.
Like when I was coming up, we had Funkmaster Flex. He had his set. Clue. Yeah, like Kid Capri. Yeah. Like they all had a set. You had these street DJs coming up to the radio station to rock. Even down here, you had GQ.
Oh, DJ GQ?
Yeah.
I know you're talking about.
Kool-Aid.
They had their own sets during traffic times and shit like that.
GT had his own shit popping. Shout out to GT, man.
Yeah.
He's always been cool every time I ran into him. But I don't even know if GT has a set anymore, yo. Like, Come on, man. Like, how bugged out is that? And I'm a New York dude that's been living out here, and I'm looking for you.
Yeah. And then you drive by and you see syndication from the Breakfast Club. And it's like, y'all, we can't have our own morning show. We can't have our own sets.
We got Mad Hatter.
Yeah, but
yo, shout out to Mad Hatter, B. I love Mad Hatter. Shout out, big respect to y'all, man.
shit's crazy.
Word
bro.
up.
Shit is crazy. Anyway, man, we don't draw this shit out too much fucking longer, my G. Brother, we appreciate your time, your talents, the
your
magnitude
ego
of
and
what
your
you're
opinions.
Thank.
But-
Fellas, no, it's an honor. Like I'm glad to be invited on the show. Huge fan. G, we met a couple months ago, and I mean from the jump, we said we had to do this at some point. So,
Exactly.
thank you for having me.
Exactly. And of course, before you leave this goddamn table,
Okay.
let the people know your top 5.
All right, it's 2 though. Are we going personal or are we going all time?
You call
Yeah,
it.
you got to call
call
it.
it.
You got to call it, man.
Personal.
This
Personal all time. Well, my personal top 5.
Yeah.
Joe Budden, Jay-Z, Kendrick Lamar, Notorious Big, and Lil Wayne.
Is Joey over Jay, or is that the order?
Yeah, that's the order.
Joey's over Jay.
With the exception of Big. Big should be number 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, it's more so because, like, Joey speaks to me. From Mood Music 2 to 3, like, very personal, emotional music.
Yeah.
And he could. Let's not act like he can't
Oh,
rap.
no.
Shout out to Slaughterhouse,
Yeah,
man.
no,
I mean, come
he
on.
holds his own.
Founder,
Come on.
like let's
Come on,
And,
man.
and you know what? And that's why I was so upset when he lost that battle to fucking
Hollow the Dawn.
Yeah, to Hollow the Dawn. I was so pissed
I mean,
off,
technically, he won the first 2 rounds, but you can't quit. So
Nah,
it's
you
like-
can't quit. And he knows that. You
Yeah,
know what
he
I'm
knows
saying?
that.
He knows that. I would actually give it, he needed that 3rd round from me. I would actually give it 2-1 Hollow. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you a battle rap fan?
Yeah.
Can I ask you your top 5 battle rappers?
Oh. Even though he suffered one, I still give my man's in them. Oh my God. Loaded. What Loaded Lux did to Calico, dog, was just fucking infinitely classic.
I think he beat. I think Cal beat Lux.
Oh no. Lux slow flowed that motherfucker's eulogy. Literally.
I don't want to extend it. This is my only thing. I want you to fill me out real quick, right?
Go for it.
Battle rap. We got 3 rounds.
Yeah.
Okay. Just like we talked about Joe.
Uh-huh.
He could have got away if he finishes. You need to get your rounds.
Yeah.
For me with Loaded Lux,
You talking about Loaded Lux versus Calico?
follow me. You can't win a 3-round battle only rapping 2 rounds. You choked your first round, and then you finish that choke round in the 2nd round. That's still, I'm throwing a flag on the play. I need that. Give me them yards back, bro. And I felt that in the 3-round battle in this new era. If this was back in the day on the corner,
Yeah.
they would have got Lux the fuck up out of there. You choking and stopping Harlem Hospital. Like, no, get up out of here. Like, and I think that because it's a legend being Lux, we let that shit slide. So now I'm going Calico 2-1.
Okay. My other one is Briz Rothstein. Like Briz a lot. I like Clips, man. I like Charlie Clips. So that's 3. It's my man out of Jersey, the Crip out of Jersey
I was waiting for
with the
this
dreads.
Arsenal.
Yeah,
And Lux
Ars
just battled.
is nasty, dog.
Okay.
Ars is, his confidence is insane, but that's only because he's bodied so many motherfuckers. But his pen game is retarded. And I'm gonna go with John and Dunn.
I was looking for one name.
What's that?
Sue Surf.
I like Sue. I can't put him up in the 5 though, but I like Sue. I respect Sue. But you know what I really enjoyed? My bad, because now we dragging this on, right?
Yeah, man.
I really
We
enjoyed.
broadcasting shit. We can do what we want to.
I really enjoyed when they doubled up. When it was
Yes.
2 against 2.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That shit was crazy. Also, shout out to my other man out of St. Louis, tall, skinny dude.
Hitman.
Yo. When they did they dual back. Shit.
Hitman is
Them
fire.
kids is creative. They're dope. My wife calls it angry poetry.
I like that, man.
But
Angry
it's
fucking
funny that you
poetry.
mention it because I'm catching up now. So I was watching a little bit today. You know, I don't always have the time to, because it takes so long to get through one match.
Especially with all the ads now, and
Yeah.
you watching a 45-minute video, and it's like, yo, come on, smack. But fellas, again, thank you for having me.
Man, thanks for making the time to come
Yeah,
on.
man.
It's been a
I
pleasure,
appreciate
man.
it.
It's been a
Appreciate it, man. Something a little different than what you're accustomed to on Egos and Opinions, man.
doubt.
And
Yeah,
also
man.
shout out to your partner. You know,
Yeah.
hopefully
Shout out
we
to
can.
Ivy. We're gonna get her
have
over on
Ivy up,
Activate,
you know.
man. Talk about a little yoga, man.
Okay,
So
no
we
doubt.
plan to do that. We plan to
what's
do that.
up.
Let the people know where they can reach you, all your social media handles, obviously for those that are watching, but
Yes.
plus for those that are listening.
Egos and Opinions on IG, on Twitter, on Facebook. Join the Facebook group. Get in tune with all the madness. We drop each and every Wednesday on iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, Stitcher. If there's a platform for podcasting, we're there. So, yes, check us out. Email us if you have any questions or any topics that you want to hear about at egosandopinions@gmail.com. And egosandopinions.com will be coming very soon. So keep a lookout for that.
No
That's what's
doubt.
up. Website is on the fucking way.
No doubt.
Green, where can the good people reach you at, my G?
Man, yo, shout out to everybody that's been following me on IG. I appreciate it. You can find me at NYKAY79. Shout out to Mercy, Music by Mercy. Follow
What up, Merce?
on everything that's
Great interview last week.
yeah, that's popping. Twitter, I'm at Reem Boom Bap. Get at me there. And yeah, man, let's close it up. Call it a day.
That's what it is. And of course, anywhere and everywhere, my G. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, shit, Pornhub, Christian Mingle. We're everywhere. At G
on
Hawkins.
the corner of Highway 6 and 10.
There it is. At G Hawkins. G Hawkins with the Z, 1st and 15th at your post office. Hit me up. Let's do it. Now remember, like we always tell you, my G's, you gotta remember,
For real.
rap minus lies equals hip hop. And that's that boom bap. We will see y'all next time. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.